Bro, she's so gender. What the hell? She's so gender. I love Invader Zim, and I actually plan to make a big special video on why a show about autistic screaming emos is very important for me. Like, seriously, it's like my biggest hyperfixation aside from my favorite person, of course. But that will be put on hold for now. But I am going to still be talking about my favorite show today. To be exact, it's all about Tak, and why I feel like she was a character that had so much potential but was missed. But before let me just say that if you're new here, hi, I'm Ravi. I'm an autistic person who struggles with borderline personality disorder, or BPD for short. Part of my disorder is that I struggle with mixed feelings or gray thinking. And while I have been getting better at it, seeing my therapists and doctors, it is still something that I struggle with, and I think making videos about me having mixed feelings on media can help me improve my gray thinking. While Invader Zim is my ultimate comfort show, I can admit it's not perfect, and even though most of its flaws are because of Nickelodeon to blame, because they canceled the show, it still has small problems that I feel like no one talks about. But enough about me yapping, let's talk about the one and only episode Tak ever appeared on, the hideous new girl Tak. I'm not calling her ugly, that's literally what the episode is called. Personally, I think she is an adorable goober. The episode starts on Valentine's Day, where everyone is giving meat to each other. When the Dib human asks why people are giving each other meat and when historically people gave out chocolate and candy, Miss Bitters deadass says, "You don't want to know." This isn't important, I just really love this joke. And then we see a big ship appear. This cat's really homophobic, trust me. I know what you are! The new student Tak appears out of the ship, and she gives everyone Valentine's meat except for Zim. Instead, she gives him a poem, which I'm just gonna read for y'all since copyright. For longer than I can remember, I've been looking for someone like you. Someone with a head like yours and torso too. Birds seen and you're gonna pay. The end. Here's some meat covered in barbecue sauce. Ooh, foreshadowing. Later, Zim comes to the conclusion that abuse is how people show love. Oh my god, he has BPD, just like me for real. So he then quote-unquote dates Tak as a way of getting information about human affection. Cue a montage of Zim actually trying to be a good partner while Tak abuses him. Oh my god, he really does have BPD. Holy shit. Like, seriously. Zim actually does nice things for Tak, which maybe he actually does have feelings for her, but maybe doesn't realize it. I don't know. Anyways, eventually Zim can't stand being hurt anymore and plans to break up with Tak, hoping to make her cry. And speaking of the devil, she's at the front door. She then has this, like, laughing breakdown and reveals herself to be an Urkin. Tak then explains that a while ago, she was on one of the planets that the Urkin Empire conquered and hoping to be chosen as an invader. However, Zim really wanted to get a snack from a broken vending machine, and deadass uses a robot to break it, which causes a blow-up for the electricity of half the planet. Bro, literally caused a power outage for some literal fun dip. Now that is mad dedication, mad respect. However, she was trapped inside the building and couldn't escape because of the power outage. She was denied to take a test and had to work in the janitor squad, but she escaped and was tracking down Zim for ruining her life. She wants Zim's mission because she believes it's rightfully hers. She wants to destroy Earth and prove to the almighty Talus that she's a worthy invader. She then destroys Zim's base and disappears to go do her plan. Zim then goes to Dib's house to team up with Dib and Gaz. Now, while Dib disagrees at first with Zim, he then shows pictures of the meat factory that Tak's quote-unquote father owns. Listen. We'll put a pin in that for later, because I have a lot to say about the scene, but let's just continue on recapping this episode. So then Dib sneaks into the factory and finds out, ooh, maybe Tak isn't all that she seems, ooh. Oh, so yeah, Dib is unaffected by Tak's hematitis because autism is epic. Eventually, Dib, Gaz, and Gur show up. Tak then orders her robot Mimi to attack while she escapes, But then Gaz froze a sody pop, causing them to drop a disk that contains the files to Tak's plan. Zim and Dib then make a deal that in order to decode the files, that Dib and Gaz have to go to Zim's base. Again, part of things that we'll put a pin in for that later. Trust me. It'll come up soon, but for now, we're putting a pin for later. They then find the video of Tak explaining her plan. Her plan is hollowing out the Earth's core with snacks for the almighty Gaius. While after the video ends, the magma pump begins. Dib then goes to the factory to shut down in the most funniest way possible. Which I can't show you because of copyright. Look, just watch the episode. I'll just show you this one screenshot of Dib holding an ice cream cone because it's silly. Zim then chases after Tak in his ship. Meanwhile, there's Gaz and Gur. Gaz decides to save the Earth because the computer won't share any video games on it, and because of the chip, they can make Tak's robot do stuff. And you won't believe it, Gaz and Gur saved the day by doing epic Fortnite dances. It's amazing. Also, can I just say that I love that Gaz is like such a Mary Sue, but in like a good way. Like, I know Mary Sues aren't real because they're just a way to bully kids on the internet, but I just love how much of a emo girl gamer boss Gaz is. I know I messed that up, but whatever. I'm going crazy. Anyways, the epic Fortnite dances causes Mimi to go crazy and damaging the ship. With Tak defeated, she goes up to Zim and tells him that the almighty ableist were lying to him, but he just presses a button that launches her away. Where did she go? Who knows? Who's to say? Ooh. Later, Zim calls the tallest about stopping Tak's plan, and they're mad at him because they like snacks. Me too, bro. Me too. Later, Dib is looking at space, and Tak's ship lands in his backyard. And that's how the episode ends. Wow, that was a lot to recap. But we have even more to talk about. Let's get into it. Lots of people really like this episode, and they really like Tak because she is an interesting character, and I like her too, but as this video is titled, I find her just a little bit overrated, and she has, like, so much missed potential. But just so much. But let's finally talk about problems with this episode. First things first, this episode was originally going to be an hour long, fun fact, but Nickelodeon didn't allow it because, of course, Nickelodeon doesn't allow it. But I honestly feel like this episode would have seriously benefited if it was an hour long, because a lot of things feel a bit rushed and unexplained. Hell, you can find deleted animatics that were originally going to be in this episode. Oh yeah, remember that pin I saved for later? Let's talk about it. Dib has, like, no reason to help Zim, and I feel like there was going to be originally an extra scene of them, like, making a deal or something. Like, maybe Zim secretly loves Earth and doesn't want it to be destroyed, considering Zib has saved Earth, like, multiple times. This isn't too far-fetched. But unless this is, like, fuel for the shippers, which I highly doubt, I don't see a reason why Dib wants to help. Now, in the series, or more so in the comics, plus the movie, Tak's ship, it becomes a character, like, her personality has AI on it, if that makes sense. I guess they were really foreshadowing. Who knows when we'll be talking to Cars soon. But there's nothing noteworthy about Tak's ship, or Tak herself, from the ship. The ship just mostly makes sassy comments to Dib. By the way, I am someone who read all 56 comic books, including Volume 0. By the way, shout out to my friends who got this for me on my birthday. Love y'all. They do absolutely nothing with Tak in the comics. Now, originally there was going to be, like, a post-cut scene of Tak's shadow in the movie, hinting a potential sequel, but there was an animation error, and it did not show. Okay, I really love this movie, but, like, I hear people say this movie is, like, good if you haven't seen the original show or read any of the comics, but, like, hot take, like, but it, at least for, like, this small part about Tak, like, this movie does briefly mention Tak, and obviously there's Tak's ship, but, like, if you were someone going in blind, you have no idea who she is. Now, I really hope Invader Zim does have more sequels. Another movie, perhaps. Because I feel like they could do so much with, not just Tak, but, like, in the story in general, but mostly about Tak, because, hey, that's what I'm talking about. I really feel like she kind of just like came and left, and not in like a good way. Another thing is that she was originally going to be in another episode, but we all know Nickelodeon canceled Invader Zim. Hooray. Okay, sorry if I have ADHD, but like, I have no idea how to transition, but here I go. Sorry, I'm still new to writing. Ugh. Now, I'm going to be a bit serious here. Now, what should we do if we want another movie with Tech returning as the main villain? Well, the best thing to do is to wait. I don't want people harassing the creators, especially our Lord and Savior, Joan Vasquez. Now, this might sound crazy, but the people who make the show are human beings just like you and me. They have a lot to deal with, and, like, I don't want people, like, bugging them. In a recent interview with Richard Horvitz, aka Zim's voice actor, he has said that he is more down for more Invader Zim sequels to come, but it's ultimately up to Joan Vasquez's choice on whether or not that actually happens. So the best thing to do is wait and see. However, I don't want you to be scared to voice your opinion. Just please do it respectively. After all, peace is nice. Peacefully express yourself, wanting more Zim content without harassing the creators, and you're more likely going to be heard. But until the day comes where we get another movie or a revival of the series or more comics, although I highly doubt with the more comics because the comic book ended in around 2021. Anyways, what are y'all opinions? What's your opinions on Tack? Do you feel like they could have done more of her in the series? Do you want more of her? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, please stay safe out there.